So there we go. I had it open twice.
Yo.
I usually do that. It always gets me. What's up, everybody? We're booming.
Yes, we are.
Booming with the best of them. How's it going, guys? It's been too long. It's been 2 full weeks since we've done this.
It has been 2 full weeks.
No way. 2 weeks, really?
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, because we couldn't make it happen last week. We were all occupado.
Yeah. That's
we did kind of
crazy.
an unofficial one, though, sort of, kind of.
Yeah, a little bit.
Mhm.
A little bit.
I feel like that just keeps happening. Like wherever it seems like wherever one of us is, just the other two just kind of
We all
pop
wind up bombing it. Yeah.
Yeah,
pop up.
it does keep happening like that, but I'm okay with it. It's cool.
Yeah, me too.
So, lots happening this week in the Star Wars community. There's a lot of news. So, if you didn't get the Barris news, it's been all over everybody's streams. We got a lot of Barris potential news, some Ahsoka show news. The Inquisitor show just got announced. Today or yesterday?
That's gonna be sick.
So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Mandalorian, stuff getting pushed back, stuff getting canceled. There's some stuff I feel like we should go over. So, yeah.
Did Mando get pushed back again?
Well, let's just start there then. So the word is that Kenobi is the front runner, and then Ahsoka is on deck, and they pushed Mando back to the latest release, from what I understand. I think it's still going to be, unless they already shot it and they're just bullshitting, but that's kind of the rumors that I've been hearing. Discuss.
That's frustrating as all hell, man.
Yeah, definitely frustrating. You know, I'm kind of not surprised at the same time. I feel like they're trying to use the success of Mando to really hype up other shows. They kind of like keep us waiting. I don't know if there's a fear of, like, if we give them everything they want, you know, like,
At
I don't
one
know,
time.
you know, like they're not going to come back, even though Star Wars fans will.
Yeah.
But maybe it's like that carrot in front of us. Hopefully there's not issues, because I obviously, you know, with Gina Carano and all of that stuff, and Pedro Pascal and him going to other projects, hopefully we get a season 3.
I don't see how there's any way where we don't. I mean, especially because if you think about it, Pedro's, for most of it, he's not even in that suit, you know, unless they were planning on shooting the majority of season 3 with his helmet off, which, you know, maybe, but I mean, just to get him in at the end of the season and film the cameos or whatever they have to do. I mean, it's not really that much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
true.
he's just doing most of the voice work in there. Unless his face is visual with the suit, you don't.
Yeah.
It just depends. I don't really think there's much problem. I just think that they are trying to get these other 2 projects off the ground.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of hype behind Kenobi. Kenobi already got pushed back because of COVID. Kenobi had a lot of drama attached to it with Kathleen Kennedy and who's in control. So I think they want to get those 2 in the box. When was Mando supposed to air? What, October of this year?
I think it was supposed to be December.
Yeah, I thought it was supposed to be after Boba. I thought it was like Boba is coming out
I
in
completely
the
forgot.
winter, and then I thought it was like it was supposed to be
Mando
back
right
to
after that.
back.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, Boba.
Let's see what Google says. Google says Mandalorian season 3 release date 2022 is the current.
Sounds a lot like Lego Star Wars.
Yeah, how's that going?
Exactly. I don't know.
That's peeving me off too, man. I was so
2021?
excited for that. When I saw the pod racing scene in the trench run, I'm like, I'm gonna spend so much of my life playing this game. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and it, as far as I know, it just has that kind of boilerplate 2021, and even things like you know how they just had the Nintendo Direct and they just announced a whole bunch of stuff for the Nintendo Switch. There's games that were announced where on sites like GameFly or even like Best Buy or whatever, like it showed when stuff was already coming out, so stuff wasn't
Right.
like a huge surprise. But there's nothing like that for Lego Star Wars.
I didn't watch E3. Apparently, it didn't go over very well.
Yeah, there's a few cool things, but other than that, yeah.
It's like May the 4th. Everybody's like, "Thank you, Lucasfilm. Thank you very much for biomes."
Hey, we got the fly through of the 5 minutes of the Falcon.
That was sick.
So it's reported in December 2020. They were supposed to start production in January 2021. Could start filming now in August. So they're going to start filming Mandalorian in August, from what I understand.
Okay.
So yeah, that should get us some. I mean, gives them enough time to release Kenobi, gives them time to release Ahsoka and Boba. Just depends on what order they go.
Do we have a release date for Kenobi?
Let's look.
I don't know of one, honestly.
Yeah, I'm just so hyped for that, dude.
Question I wanted to ask in the last stream, but I didn't get to. I wanted to save it till today. So this is, let's see. Okay, so since we've been talking about all these shows, I'll add Boba to this because I didn't have it on the list. So what is more important? Which show is the most important right now in production or in planning out of the 4 shows? Is it Boba? Is it Mando 3 or Mando in general? Is it Kenobi or is it Ahsoka?
It's Kenobi.
Chat, let us know 1 through 4. You know,
is this like personal
whatever
or for Lucasfilm?
No, I mean for storytelling. Just strictly for the story, right? Not for money making, not for our own personal, for the story. Which one is the most important right now to
You mean like overall canon?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say
Kenobi.
I'm gonna say Mando 3 because the with Luke coming in at the end, that creates big, especially taking Grogu, creates massive continuity problems. And so for me, I need to know what's happening with Luke and Grogu in particular. Are they going to tie it into the events of The Last Jedi and the sequels? Or, like the rumor mill stuff, is it going into a Filoniverse, a completely different direction? Because
I think Ahsoka's going to tell us. We're going to know either way because everybody's thinking Ahsoka is going to be the time bridge, right?
I mean, Kenobi kind of stands on his own. I was looking up. They're just saying 2022. They're not giving us a release date on Kenobi, but they're saying early 2022. So probably January, February, because it seems like 2022 is going to be Disney's year. Just because it feels like this is Marvel's year. If you're not watching Loki, you're missing it. It's amazing.
Yeah. That's good stuff.
It's amazing.
I have a question though. Why wasn't Visions on that list? Why wasn't Visions the one that's going to change the narrative of all Star Wars?
Because it's not.
I know. Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to stay in the realm of what is in existence. It seems like Visions is going to be
Animatrix.
Yeah, it's going to be very multiverse. It seems like, or
I'm down with it. It's thrown a bone for sure, but to people who like anime, it's awesome that they're getting that. It's not something I'm super interested in, but it's
Jedi
cool.
Scum says Kenobi is the most important for fan unity. It feels like everyone is hyped for that. So,
yeah,
I agree. But is it, is that the most important story wise? Because we know what comes at the end of that, right? We know where that story ends. So that story doesn't really take us any further into.
I think for story, it's got to be Ahsoka. If we're talking about what's going to be the most important, I think Ahsoka is going to be it for sure. Because if you think about it, that's tying in all of the stuff that we've seen basically since the end of the prequels. I know Kenobi's like you said, it's going to stand on its own, but Ahsoka is going to tie everything together.
I agree. Well, and I think that she is the anchor right now. So because she's the one character that knows everybody. Maybe not Luke, and I hope we don't get that scene. I don't want to
Why
see
not?
that. I don't want to see that. Those
Really?
two are never supposed to meet. And if Ahsoka meets Luke, she'll be like 65 years old. I'm not
Yeah.
really. She'll be like 50.
Do you think they'll kill Ahsoka? I know you hear her voice at the end of episode 9, and I know that was a big controversy about is she alive or dead. Do you think Dave Filoni would break our hearts and break his own?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, absolutely.
I do. I think he wants to take that character from start to finish, and if he's going to
Look who's in the chat.
he's going to give her the biggest send off of any Jedi, in my opinion.
Yeah, for
you
sure.
think
That
it-
would be a monumentous occasion. Killing Ahsoka Tano would be effing terrible.
Oh my God, you would.
Yeah.
You want to see tears? Like you saw it. Like, oh my God, because you don't get anybody else's full journey, right? And that's really for me. That's why she's my character of choice, right? I get all of her. I don't get Luke with these big gaps in the middle, right? I don't get these little gaps of time. I knew her when she was little to the time that she's a grown up. There are these little gaps, but they fill them.
Yeah.
And that's why I enjoy her so much, because I get to watch the entire progression. You get to see Anakin a little bit, but I would have loved to have seen something with Anakin in his adolescent years in the Jedi Order, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
That would be cool.
Getting made fun of by all the other younglings because he showed up late, and him knowing already I'm so much more. I'm on the level of the Padawans. I'm way past these kids,
Yeah.
I would love to see that story. If I had that story, then I might be like a Vader nut. But
Do you think that's why Order 66 happened? He's getting bullied by all these kids.
yes, I think he was like, yeah, you made fun of me. Ah, this is for you. But yeah, I think
really enjoyed that.
I think that would be super awesome because you'd get a little bit of that. According to reports, let's go back to this. The Inquisitor show Kenobi will connect more than we think to other projects. See, I don't think I hope we don't see any Inquisitors go to Tatooine. And if they do, I hope he avoids them. It's funny because I was actually spent a lot of time today looking up Inquisitors. So, because Kat is going to end up doing an art piece for me, and so I hadn't really looked into what I'm going to give her as far as like, what am I talking about here?
Like a direction.
Yeah, I didn't have any information on the brother that is in that book, the Inquisitors. So I went through this. Does anybody know a lot about the Inquisitors?
I would say a lot.
Okay, so
I remember especially them flying. That's
okay. All right.
Yeah,
chat.
that was a
You guys
thing,
get
wasn't
on
it?
this too. Does anybody know how many there are in canon right now?
7?
No. Chat, feel free to jump in on this.
I don't know why the 7th sister just stuck in my head.
The seventh sister. So I will break them down. I've looked extensively online, and I count the count that I have is different from the count that's online. But maybe I'm missing one, or maybe they're hiding one from us. But so far, we know the Grand Inquisitor. And then this is something that I didn't really catch up on. Now the chat is saying Night of the Forces 10. Braden says, is it not 20?
Is it not?
Random guess 13 by Patrick. Solonic says 13. Braden says 10 brothers, 10 sisters. So here's the breakdown that I caught today. We have the Grand Inquisitor. You have the second sister, that's Trilla from Fallen Order.
Right.
We don't have a third sister at all. There's no mention of her or him, the third. So basically, what I learned today is it goes Grand Inquisitor, no one. Then it goes second sister, no brother. Then the fourth is, I believe, a brother. And he is only seen in the Vader comics. Then we have the fifth brother is from Rebels. We saw him in the Malachor episode. Then we have the sixth brother that is in the Ahsoka Tano novel, and he was a Jedi named Bin Valen, fallen Jedi. Then we have the seventh sister we saw in Rebels. She's the one that talked a lot, the skinny one. The eighth brother was the one in Rebels, also the big, taller, meaty guy. And then the ninth sister was another fallen Jedi. That was the big, meaty, face from Fallen Order, and that is Pro Set Dibs, is a fallen Jedi. And then the 10th brother is in the comics. So I count 10 that they've shown us that we know and see somewhere, but the third has not been we haven't seen.
I wonder if that's our show then. Maybe that's our show.
I wonder if that's Barris.
Shout out to Justin is Lost, by the way. I just want to say thanks for stopping by, supporting the little guys, man. I appreciate you.
Justin is Lost.
Yep.
Saw the sizzle reel at the investors event and said Obi is going off world for sure, at least in the concept art of the worlds. Okay.
There's no way they do the whole season on Tatooine. I don't see. I mean, they could do that. It would be cool because it forces them to do a lot more storytelling. I think if he's stuck on Tatooine, it forces them to really explore his emotions as opposed to like, oh, I've got another mission and he's got to go off world to another. I hope we don't wind up with like that Hansel and Gretel like breadcrumb. Oh, we're going to this planet now. We're going to this planet now. We're going to this planet. Like, oh, okay, now we're back to Tatooine. Like, I mean, he's got a ship, I guess, but
I just kind of don't like it because he's on a mission. He's already on a mission.
Yeah.
He's not.
That's how I feel.
That's his last mission. That's not. It's not like, oh, still be a Jedi and try to keep the peace while protecting this kid. No, that's like Yoda going off world. Like, no, you're there to do penance. You're there to figure out what you did wrong. This is like a jail for you. This is not happy fun time. Let's go look at what's going on off world. Like that's kind of why I don't want to see him leave Tatooine.
Right.
I kind of want him to do the whole show from there and bring other characters to him. That I think that's more of a realistic thing for me, because otherwise you're leaving the kid vulnerable. That's not your mission. Your mission is the kid.
Unless an Inquisitor's after his ass.
Unless an Inquisitor's after him, but doesn't he have to take Luke? If the Inquisitors show up, Luke has more metachlorian count and is technically more powerful in the Force than Kenobi.
Right.
And I feel like that would break continuity with A New Hope because Luke is like really unaware of that.
Right.
And like he hasn't met Ben, old Ben, big drastic name change from Obi-Wan to old Ben. But it's like they just know him as the desert hermit. So it's interesting, if they go that direction. I think we've been seeing too with stuff coming out recently. There's little changes to canon that are being made, and I feel like that would be kind of a dangerous change, to start messing with A New Hope in particular.
Yeah, that's hallowed ground. They got to tread lightly there.
And I don't think Dave's gonna do that. I think because he's the true apprentice of George, I don't think it's like screwing with Mozart. Like you can't screw with something. Like if you're going to add to it or do a remix or whatever, but Jedi Scum says, isn't Luke safe with Owen and Beru? Obviously not. If they got taken out by either stormtroopers or there's controversial, I believe Boba Fett is the one who incinerated Owen and Beru.
Mm-hmm.
That's why Vader turns to him in Empire, I believe, and says,
"No incineration."
No incineration. Right? Because he lost his temper.
I said incinerations.
Did I say, is it disintegrations or incinerations?
It's disintegrations for sure, yeah, because of his disintegrating rifle. Yeah.
You're just thinking of them all burnt up.
Yeah,
I was thinking about them being incinerated. It's Chase's favorite barbecue.
Here's the missus. Missus is getting involved and says, yeah, he's got to stay with Luke. And I totally agree with the Mrs. Two Star Wars nerds. That's his mission. That's and he makes that clear. They make that clear at the end of Revenge of the Sith, is that Yoda's going to do his penance on Dagobah and to go disappear until it's time. And Kenobi's mission is to protect that young boy.
And he has a secondary mission too. Yoda says it in the end. He says, "A mission for you I have in your exile."
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well,
maybe he's got to go somewhere to learn that. Maybe he's got to visit some sacred site or something.
If he has to go down the same journey as Yoda to get to that stage to face his inner demons, I could be about that. Show me the faces in live action, right? Show me that timeline in live action. I am down. Right?
What if Kenobi goes to Dagobah and talks to Yoda? That would be insane.
See,
that's tough.
It's tough. And Lord Kit, I didn't want to ignore you. Dave Filoni is not overseeing Kenobi, but Deborah Chow is. Yeah, but Dave Filoni is now overseeing the entire universe of Star Wars. He got that promotion. He is now the one in charge of all story, basically. So Pedro and all these clowns that think they know Star Wars the way he does, they got to report to him, right? Because he is now the executive in charge of story. So I think that Deborah is going to be a good student. Already has shown that she's a good student of Star Wars, and I
trust her.
I totally trust her.
Yeah, I just had to look up again because I'm like, what episodes did she do again? Because there's so many directors. Those episodes she did were fantastic in Mandalorian.
Which ones did she do?
She did the Sin and the Reckoning. So she did that's the one where, and I only know that because I literally have IMDb up in front of me. So don't think I'm like, some whiz kid. But that's the one where the first one, it's episode 3. So that's when Mando goes back and he gets the insignia, basically saying like, you guys are family. He's your foundling now. And then episode 7 is the one, what is that dude's name? Moff Gideon. There we go. That's the one where Moff Gideon and that like shootaut happens.
With the incinerator trooper and everything.
Oh, I love that.
Sick.
Where baby Grogu's like, no.
Yeah, that was definitely one of my favorite moments. I just remember, I think when Mando took his helmet off for the first time, I'm like, that was the worst facial hair he could have had for that scene. He had like a weird pre-mustache. And I was like, what are you doing? Chase is like,
my 2-week one looks better than
it was bad. It was like a prepubescent mustache. I'm like, you should have given him a beard or had him clean shaven, one of the two.
I mean, one or the other. I mean, he takes his helmet off and uses it to shave, Yeah.
You know what's funny about that? I had never seen Pedro Pascal's face before. The missus had. And so literally I went like black on the internet. And I'm like, I'm not looking up anything. I want this to be a surprise. And when the helmet came off, I was legitimately like, whoa, I didn't know he looked like that. She's like, seriously? She's like, I just been waiting for this. And I was like a little kid like, whoa, this is so cool.
That's awesome. The last time I saw him, he was like the whiskey guy in the Kingsman, the U.S. Kingsman. You remember what I'm talking about? He's playing like the cowboy with the lasso in Kingsman. It was just kind of weird for me. I was like, just keep the helmet on.
I never saw Kingsman, so.
Yeah.
Oh,
don't watch the second one. It will ruin the Mandalorian for you.
What, the using the electric whip didn't do it for you?
Yeah. Yeah. You're like, oh God, that's Mando.
He was fantastic, dude. It was great. I mean, it's a hilarious show, and just in its own. Man, you are so close to 500 subscribers.
What are you at?
We got to get like 492.
Nice, dude. You had that helmet video blow up too. That's awesome.
Yeah, nobody friggin' subbed though. Everybody's like, thanks for the info. Bye.
That was great. Bye.
I saw this question on Reddit, and I was thinking about this today. I was out on a walk. This question was, would you rather have 1 million subs and practically no views, or would you rather have 1 million views per video, practically no subs? And I'm thinking I would rather have people watching my stuff, because then I know it's like, I know I'm making the right stuff. Then you just got to figure out that connection piece, man. Because I mean, you already got the community and you already got the views. They're starting to get there. There's that.
That's all I want, just
There's
community.
that bridge.
Well, and I mean the subs. Honestly, the subs are easy in my opinion. It's the view time that's hard, right? The view time for me is what's difficult. I mean, that's a huge. I mean, I've done the math. That's 270 hours. You know, I mean, or I'm sorry, it's 4,000 watch hours, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 270,000 minutes.
Oh shit. Oh, that's the rodeo. Sorry, I get a lot of gunshots in my neighborhood, and I was like, "Oh man, that was a lot." The rodeo's going on right by my house. I forgot.
You really are like out in the desert.
He lives in the Wild West. Let's see.
Okay.
Typical YouTube viewers, they watch videos, enjoy it, and then leave. Yeah, I mean, really,
Ooh. Okay, hold on. Can I break in?
yeah. Ooh.
So Justin has lost just DM me some stuff. I want to read this because this is cool. Okay, so no pictures with it, but a description. So concept art shows a Jedi, lightsaber blade ignited, defending a trio of younglings as the newly anointed Darth Vader marches on the Jedi Temple with a legion of clone troopers. He has this one task left, McGregor said of his exiled Jedi, which is to keep Luke safe. More concept art shows a stingray-like creature floating above slave workers, toiling away in a barren, sandy landscape of Tatooine. We start on Tatooine and we go on a rollicking adventure, McGregor teased, over a glimpse at a watery planet where armed soldiers fire upon many armed sea creatures. Are we going to get a Mon Calamari fight or something?
What? And this is for Kenobi?
Yes. And I'm thinking that first part where they says shows a Jedi lightsaber blade ignited defending a trio of younglings as the newly anointed Vader. Dude, I think we're going to get an Order 66.
Yeah, I mean,
Read that one more time. Read that one more time for me, please.
Concept art shows a Jedi, lightsaber blade ignited, defending a trio of younglings as the newly anointed Darth Vader marches on the Jedi Temple with a legion of clone troopers.
yeah, that's not. I mean,
And
yeah.
then McGregor says he has this one task left.
Who? Kenobi? Kenobi has one task left.
No, the newly anointed Vader has this one task left, like wipe out the Jedi. And then he'll have brought peace.
What was that? There was that second part too about the
A
the sea
gray
creatures?
stingray-like creature floating above slave workers toiling away in the barren sandy landscape of Tatooine. And
Yeah.
then the third part is teased over a glimpse at a watery planet where armed soldiers fire upon a many-armed sea creature. Armed sea creatures has to be Mon Calamari, right? Or Quarrens.
Or Quarrens, yeah. I mean,
Interesting.
Kit Fitzo?
Kit? I mean,
That-
no,
you
we
know,
saw
that
Kit
would-
die.
If that's legit, that would be a totally different direction than I would expect. You know, because
Yeah.
I expect a pure Tatooine narrative. And, you know, I know. Like, if it is a description of concept art, typically concept art as well, it's like a fashion show. Like if you look at
Right.
Ralph McQuarrie stuff, it's extreme in nature, and it's meant like at fashion shows. Nobody wears that, but the whole point is for designers to grab a hold of something and pull it back into reality.
Right.
And so,
But even
maybe
then,
there's some
just-
bigger concepts.
Just saying that Anakin's marching on the temple, right? Vader's marching on the temple. I mean, even if that's just a fashion show, if we get some of that, maybe Vader's having flashbacks to 66, you know?
I think that's more likely. I think that is absolutely more likely, being that he's sitting in a Bacta tank, or he's sitting in his egg, meditating
Thinking about it.
meditating,
Yeah.
thinking about those first moments, you know, when he was slashing down, you know, whether that is the final story of Jocastus New, or because he did take her down in the comics. I believe she was setting up an archive for future Jedi.
Right.
So she set up a place and said, "No, I have to go back. There's more." And I think she was talking about younglings. So we might get that Jocastus new death scene.
She's got to be dead by now, right?
I'm gonna share something that this is like, if they brought Jocasta new in, I would love to see this. Here we go. I'm not a big fan of like canon comic right now, but I would love to see this. Oh shoot, I hit share video file. So have you guys heard about the lightsaber rifle that Jocasta new has?
No.
Is it like Ezra's saber gun?
So, you'll see. Okay. Check this out. I'll see if I can zoom in for you guys. Maybe. You guys seen this thing? It's out of like canon comic. It's like it's in the archives. And basically if I remember right, maybe somebody knows, like when Order 66 is taking place, if I remember right, she goes to get this. And so she's basically like...
So is that a saber that is melted?
That's like the ammo?
I don't know. I've read a little bit about it. I haven't read the full comic, but it does use a kyber crystal. And so it's basically like...
Is that her saber? That doesn't look like her saber.
No, it's just like this weapon that they have.
No, but I'm saying
I need to learn more about that.
In the last frame.
That is some crazy stuff.
I get the first two. I get the one where she's holding it, and I get the one where she's firing it. But what is this thing? Is that that's is that like an ejected cartridge?
Yeah, she's she's ejecting the saber out after it's been
is that
spent,
like a
and it's all
lightsaber?
melted.
Oh, dude, that's dope. If she can load it with other people's lightsabers?
Yeah, and then fire. So this is considered canon?
Yeah.
Yo, is that in the Vader comic?
Patrick says it is.
Yo, see, and I've been dying to not buy them on digital because I want them. But I think I'm just gonna have to do it.
So yeah. I have to add in one more thing. And Justin, I don't know where you're getting this particular quote from. If you can, let me know in the comment here. But it says that Chow confirmed that audiences will definitely be seeing Obi-Wan and Darth Vader get into it again. We see the blue blade of a hooded Obi-Wan clash with the fiery red blade of Darth Vader. I don't like that. Look, I'm going to be happy to see it. As it's happening, I'm going to be like, cool.
I don't.
But
we
sent me a full article.
I don't like that.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's just some things need to be left alone.
I feel like Kenobi would whoop that ass right then, though. Like Vader's still getting used to his suit. Like you're talking about Kenobi at the, I mean, not at the peak, but I mean, in an amazing place. He just beat Vader's ass.
I just beat you. Yeah, I just beat you when you were whole.
Yeah, and you were at your most impressive power level. And I beat that ass and put you in a suit and a ventilator, and you're gonna come back for more?
Is that that's dialogue, right? Like that's straight from the production floor?
That's how it should be.
Do not like
thumbs down.
Oh man.
No, I don't. Ow, fuck.
I think I hope that Vader and Anakin don't fight again in between Mustafar and A New Hope. Just me personally, I would love that tension to build. If anything, I mean, other than fan service, I don't know why we would want to see like a different perspective of the fight. Maybe just to add some emotional depth to whatever's going on. But I hope that they leave it alone. Because I just feel like that would be weird for them to fight again.
They left it kind of open-ended when he says, a presence I've not felt since. But the fact that he says, when I left you, you all right, bud?
Yeah, I just nicked my thumb.
I was going to say he opened his thumb back up.
Yeah, I just nicked my thumb. I don't want to bleed all over the place.
Yeah, but that line kind of secures it as, when I left you. So that's kind of that's the linchpin. You can't have him fight again.
It's got to be a flashback. I'm all about it. Or not a flashback, like a
dream sequence.
Yeah, something.
Yeah.
If you look at the way he is during Rebels, he was dying to find him.
Yeah.
Right? Obsessed.
Oh, he's number one, dude. He's most
he's
wanted.
public enemy number one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't see that, because if Vader had got his chance, I don't think he lets him go, especially if he's got a squad of Inquisitors.
Yeah.
Forget it.
Good luck wiggling out of that one.
There's no, you got no backup. You're one Jedi. You lose your saber, you're done.
Yeah.
Vader's using so many more Force abilities right now because his body is a mess. So he's Force choking, Force crush, Force anything. He doesn't, the Emperor's putting him through the grinder too. Beating up his suit, forcing him to go on these missions with Ochi, intentionally trying to kill him to make him stronger. There's just so many things that he's putting Vader through. I just feel like if Vader gets his hands on him, I think he loses, especially in the early days.
Yeah. That's why I think they don't meet up. And that's why I think they're probably going to explore more of the dream sequences. And maybe, it'd be really cool. Kind of like, I hate to bring it kind of to the sequels, but almost like the Force dyad kind of thing, where they're both meditating at the same time and their minds meet in the Force, and that fight kind of happens between them. Like, I'm okay with that. I just don't put them in the same room.
Yeah, and I don't even think that could fly, just because the way that Vader is talking about finding him, and the Emperor continuing to say, if he's alive, right? Like, he's almost like, if you look at it, Rebels, he's like, oh, this could lead us to Kenobi or one of the other lost Jedi. And the Emperor's not really behind him on this hunt. He's on this hunt
right.
for his whole second part of his life. That's really all he's looking to do is, I got to get Kenobi. Mm-hmm. So let's see. Vader probably dreaming he was fighting Kenobi because he wants it so bad. I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Vader did tell Luke that Obi-Wan once thought as you did when Luke asked him to come back with him in Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
I think they're talking about the dogmatic views of the Jedi, right? Because Obi was like full Jedi Council.
Yeah.
Right. He felt that the Jedi Council were right. And I feel like that's what I feel that conversation is about for me with Luke and Vader. No one?
I'm out of juice on it. No, I'm out of juice on it. Cause okay, so the problem is, like, for a lot of fans who I think, if you consider yourself like a hardcore fan, we want to see it. We want to see them fight. We want to see them go at it, but we can't have it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We want to see it, but we can't have it, because if we have it, then it messes up the stuff that we already love. So it's kind of it's a terrible problem. But if you do it in dream sequences, problem solved.
Yeah, and I hope, again, I hope they don't do it, because it's like, it would be cool in the moment, but then when you look at it as a whole, and when you're like, if you're like, hey, I want to do a chronological watch of everything, or somebody's getting introduced to it new, it would just be confusing, and it is one of those things where it's like, give us what we want, but don't give us what we want at the same time. Like, do what's best for the story. Just because when you think about it, how much media is out there with Star Wars, it's crazy.
Well, Braden makes some good points here. He keeps, bringing up good points. Is, Vader kills the Emperor in a dream sequence in the comics. So he has a lot of these dream sequences.
Yeah.
When you're spending that much time in a Bacta tank hanging by your nubs because he's got no arms.
Thinking. Yeah.
Do you think they'll do that, though? I keep, with all these different shows like Bad Batch, I keep going down these theories with Maul and these different things, and Mando, and I'm going down these theories with Luke. But it's like, at the end of the day, it's a Kenobi show, and I feel like the kind of that Vader problem. I feel like if they go down that road, people may not be satisfied with going back to Vader. They'll be like, just go full bore Anakin, go full bore Vader, and just give us this. I feel like that it may
But
pull
they're
away a bit.
complementary I feel like they're complementary of each other though. You know what I mean? As opposed to like Bad Batch, if Vader shows up, game over.
Yeah.
But when you have Vader and Kenobi, I mean, they're the yin and the yang, the light and the dark, you know what I mean? And there's this struggle within Vader that he can exploit. It's just like, I feel like that works. They're complementary of each other just because you know they're both going to live.
Yeah.
Well, that's
So
just it. You know both of their endings.
Yeah.
And you know, I just don't want to see it because I don't think it adds any value. Yes, everybody wants to see them fight again, and yes, of course, we all do. I mean, here's another great point. You know, I'm not opposed to. I can get behind this. What if the fight is Obi-Wan facing his dark side to complete his training, like Yoda in the Clone Wars, or Luke in the cave on Dagobah? See, I like that.
Yeah.
That I like more. Ben going to a maybe, and if he does go off world, right? Let's just bite. He goes off world, right? What if he goes to, you know, a temple?
Wobani.
You know, somewhere sensitive in the Force, and has this, you know, this experience like Yoda did. What if he goes on that same journey? I'm okay with that, and then finds a Ben in a suit that looks like Vader's.
Yeah.
Right? Or that is his demon, you know, is not his inner self fighting his dark side inner self. His real demon is losing Anakin to the dark side.
Yeah, his failure to Anakin, for sure.
So maybe seeing Anakin in that Dagobah dream sequence or that action sequence, maybe that's why it's Vader's crimson blade that we see with Obi-Wan's blue saber. Maybe it's that. I would be down for that.
I like it.
Let's see. The show is 10 years after A New Hope. So I feel like there's going to be some wiggle room.
Before, for sure.
For sure. There's going to be a lot of wiggle room. There's going to be a lot of, but they can't, they can't change the end, right? Yes, there's some wiggle room, but you got to hold true to the script, you know?
Yeah. I think this is going to be like Rogue One. I mean, when you think about it, Rogue One made you, I mean, whether you thought the beginning was boring or not, but it did make you care for characters. But the whole point was to add some weight to what came right after it. And I feel like that will be Kenobi's role. I don't know how much we'll get these like crazy massive things where it's like my mind is blown. I didn't see this coming. I mean, we see an old weathered Kenobi in A New Hope. And so looking at that time jump, it's like it's not just desert life, like even talking about dreams and looking back at his failure and dealing with not like the way he treated Anakin in A Phantom Menace to then their relationship in Attack of the Clones, and he loved him dearly in Revenge of the Sith, to then leave him for dead. Like he was
burning alive.
Well, but he honestly thought he was going to die.
Yeah.
Right. Like, I don't think he, you know, I leaving him for dead, if he's dead, is one thing. But he was really under the assumption the flame was going to kill him.
Yeah.
And not make him suffer. Right. Like, I think he didn't look far enough. Did Kenobi also feel the Emperor showing up?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, did he just go, I got to get the hell out of here?
Yeah. In the novelization, I think he sees a Theta class shuttle coming and he's like, oh man, like I got a boot scoot.
Yeah, because if he beat up my master, if he beat Yoda and he's showing up, I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
I got to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know,
and not to mention too, he would know that if the Emperor is coming, he knows that Yoda failed.
Right, because they both said, I'm going here, you go there, all goes good, we'll high five at the end.
Yeah. And then the Emperor shows up, he's like, that's not
he
good.
had to have felt him as he drops out of hyperspace, right? Because at this point, the Emperor is not hiding his power anymore.
Yeah.
At this point, he's full Sidious. He's not, you know, even his features are full Sidious because he just got the whole lightsaber electricity going.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, is this the, you know, he feels him, and then he's like, I can't stay here, and you know, Anakin's gone. This is a new person. I don't feel bad about leaving Vader for dead. I feel bad about failing Anakin. So we'll see where they go. I mean, if we get the Order 66, that would be why Anakin is in clone armor.
Yeah, that would make sense. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, we know he's in it. And so it is the speculation of there's so many different directions they could take it. And honestly, pretty much all of them would be great. I think I have full trust that they're going to do it right. Sometimes I'm a little skeptical of stuff, but I feel like this is a really, really big project and they're going to do it well. But it is like the implications of what would happen take the show in a very different direction. And so it is that, man, like,
well, and
I don't know what they're going to focus on.
Here's me. I could see, and maybe I should wait for X-Wing to come back, but I could see Vader. Vader's the one that's going to Mon Calamari or to Camino, right? Like that would be, for me, that would be a cool scene, is watching Vader shut down the Camino facility.
I don't think it's Camino though, because the concept art says many armed sea creatures, but I don't remember any sentient sea creatures.
Maybe
other than the flying guys. But.
Well, I mean, the Kaminoans had those stingray-like things that they came out of the water and started flying with when we first get to Camino.
Yeah, but they said the stingray things were on Tatooine.
What's that?
They said the stingray things were on Tatooine over slavers.
Right. Well, okay, and then we go to. Would the rebellion be trying to save Camino, knowing that the clones could be a good soldier against the Empire, and
Good
Vader
call.
to shut it down?
That would be a very futile effort, but that would be really cool.
I mean, if it's 10 years before A New Hope, we've seen the cloning facility is already in danger by Tarkin.
Right.
But what if the rebels take it over? And then they're starting to try
That's futile.
Yeah, I mean, it's futile. We know that, but they don't know that. They're all desperate. You got Saul Guerrera, who is the king of desperation and sacrificing people. He has no problem sacrificing people. But I mean, I'm just trying to put it into context where could Vader fit in to these scenes? Because I think those scenes off-world could be Vader hunting for Kenobi.
Yeah, totally. And it could totally be Jedi that he's finding along the way and killing. Like if there is another, amphibious Jedi or whatever, how dope would it be to see Vader just like drop out of a dropship into the ocean in his suit, and the water's like boiling off of his saber, and he finds, oh God, I'm getting so excited thinking about it.
They showed Vader in his suit in the ocean in the comic when he fought that damn, I can't think of the species. I'm awful with monster species, but he fought in the ocean, and his suit works fine, and so does his saber. Oddly enough, it's not supposed to, but it does. But then again, that's
sabers work in the water. I'm thinking of wasn't it Tartarovsky or something like that? We saw Kit Fisto do a whole water battle.
Kit Fisto's is different because he is one of the few Jedi that can survive in and out of the water. And if you, I don't think that sabers are useful underwater. I thought I remembered that he had a special saber, like his was one of a kind that worked underwater. Chat, help me out if I'm wrong. But I thought that Kit Fisto had a special lightsaber that worked underwater. I'm gonna have to do some Googling.
Yeah, I don't know. If that's true, then I know what my next saber purchase is going to be, because I've seen it floating around, and I'm like, oh God.
Oh, really?
Want that one. Yeah.
I found some stuff. Did a little bit of research.
Talk to me, Goose.
So I was looking up these basically stingray type creatures in Tatooine, and there's I guess a native species called the Nibre. It's in the Clone Wars from Tatooine. I guess you could say it looks like a stingray, And then there's some other like planets out in the outer rim that they're like native to, but there's like the closest thing, if you want like any type of semblance to something. So you have they were on the Rishi moon, and so it's like, the separatists using that to as a place to gather for a mission to attack Camino later. So it's like the threads I see there, it's like that would be trying to think about how that would tie in, because at the end of the day, if it's concept art, it's concept art and it's doing something. But I wonder if that's more for like world building and doing things like how George would have all these establishing shots, or I wonder if it's a narrative, because we could be trying to build a narrative out of an establishing shot, and it's like there's not much to build off of. So, but there is a little bit of something, but yeah.
Well, look, they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing better than we do. That's what I have to say. I mean, I think we always have really good narrative ideas, and when it makes it to the cutting room floor, it's like, sometimes I think the original vision isn't exactly what comes, but they know what they're doing.
I mean, I always have the best narrative ideas in my head. I mean, in my head, I could run Lucasfilm, but at the end of the day, it's like, no.
So back to Kit Fisto's lightsaber. A bifurcating cylindrical ignition pulse called waterproof casting was a pulse that enabled a lightsaber to activate underwater with the help of 2 crystals. Without special modification, a lightsaber submerged underwater would short out without the required minor repairs before working again.
Good to know.
Kit Fisto's lightsaber was special. It used 2 crystals to make sure and ensure that it worked underwater.
You feel like Vader's got to have that for sure, though.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like Vader is so knowledgeable in the Force that he knows all of the tricks and built his Sith lightsaber to be able to go anywhere. Mm-hmm. Maybe it might not have been something on his OG Youngling Slayer 9000.
Right.
But for Vader, I feel like that would be a weakness that he would never want to be in a position to be in, being as he's already at a disadvantage in his suit.
Yeah.
And the only thing he has control over with his suit.
Was there a scene at the end? Because I'm trying to remember the ending. I haven't gone back through and finished it and played the Vader scene again. But in the end of Fallen Order, is he ever underwater with his lightsaber on?
Well, he as soon as the glass breaks, he puts his saber away and force pushes the force.
That's right. Yeah.
So you never see it ignited underwater.
Right.
But that's my play on it, is if we do see him Vader underwater, like you said, just Vader's shuttle comes out, boom, drops, doesn't even just open the bay door, and he just walks out, like doesn't jump, just walks out.
Navy SEALs it. Yeah.
And then going to find a Kit Fisto like creature, or other Jedi that I could get behind. Or to just stop a rebel insurgency from taking over Camino, I can get behind that also.
Yeah.
Patrick has an interesting point.
Yeah, I just saw that. I just looked back at the Battle of Mon Cala episode, and Anakin is using his saber underwater, if that carries any weight. So there you go. Maybe the Youngling Slayer 9000 has that casting, that special cylindrical object that makes. I mean, if he was using it underwater. I think somebody said so does Ahsoka.
I was going to say, didn't Obi-Wan do it too in the Battle of Camino? He was in the water waiting as the droid ship parts fell down, and he was using his saber underwater, I thought, as well.
Was that in the novelization?
No, that was Clone Wars.
More research needs to be done on this.
Yeah, we're gonna find out, and we're gonna bring it back to you. I'm sure somebody in the chat already knows, but
I'm sure there's a video on it. There has to be.
Yeah.
So
are you guys staying up for Bad Batch?
I think sabers just work underwater in canon, if that's what Patrick is saying. Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna have to do more research, but that's the understanding that I got is that Kit had a special saber because he was amphibious.
What happens to lightsabers underwater? Star Wars theory.
Oh, there you go. Might as well call it canon there.
The boss has spoken.
That's funny.
Well, there you go. Argument averted. So yeah, Inquisitor show.
Yes.
Vader. I just saw the comic where he's training like 4 or 5 Jedi in what looks like the Jedi Temple.
I'm going to be right back.
Do it. So, I mean, if that's the case,
the base for the Inquisitors is now the Jedi Temple.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, I mean that's how I read it. Let me see if I can find this image that I just had up this morning. Oh yeah, it's right here. Here, as a matter of fact, let me see if I'm gonna actually share. Let's see. Actually, I'd have a screenshot of this because I knew I wanted to get to this today. So we are going to blow this all the way up, and we are going to go to screen 8, and that is our. So this is the scene I'm talking about. Can you guys see this?
Yeah, it's a little small. Can you go solo layout?
Let's see. Yeah, hold on. Let me go back let's go back to this, and then let me go here. Let me go to solo, and then I will bring it back up. Full screen and 8. Okay. So better?
Boom. Yep, there we go.
So this is a scene from the comic, and as you can see, Sidious is telling Vader, "You of all people know better than to duel on what we could have been, my friend." So basically, here the Emperor is telling Vader that, not to dwell on everything that happened, and to move forward. He tells him, "Is there any chance the Grand Inquisitor could have defeated you in combat?" And in the next scene, Vader says no. So this is basically, I look at this as where Cal Kestis, similar to the Cal Kestis training ground, or actually it looks similar to the where they prosecuted Ahsoka.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So either way, whether it's the Senate judicial chambers or it's the Jedi Temple, I think that they're training in the Jedi Temple. You see the Grand Inquisitor, it looks like is in the bottom left.
Yeah.
What is she? That is the 7th sister, I believe.
On the right there, on the top right.
The 9th sister is on the bottom right. And then you see the 7th sister. So 7 and 8 are on the right, along with the 6th from Ahsoka, and then you have the 8th brother on the left. So there are the 3 we know, or the 4 we know of in the grand scheme of things. So I think yes. So I think we might be getting some. I think we might be getting some good Inquisitor stuff at the Jedi Temple. Let's see what the rest of the kids have to say. Thoughts, you guys?
we both just sigh. Yeah, I think so. That'd be cool. I mean, I don't know. I honestly have no expectations, positive or negative, for this. I just because like it kind of just came out, so I'm just looking forward to what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I agree. I think, obviously as things go by, and isn't this still just totally rumor? Like, this has not been verified by anybody, has it?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this whole thing could be smoke and mirrors.
Yeah, true.
I mean, there is something interesting to consider as well, because obviously there's 2 types of rumors that can happen. One is just kind of clickbait rumors, or just misinformation. But then there also is kind of like a psyops side of it too, where maybe Disney is trying to get attention off of some things that hold legitimate weight. And
that's what I was thinking.
trying to put things out there to get people's attention off, or
talking about something else.
Yeah, or honestly, even discredit sources. That's a thing too.
Yeah,
because maybe somebody was legitimately onto something, and it's like, hey, let's give them some stuff that won't pan out.
Yeah, give them something else to look at. And Midnight's Edge, those guys over there, and everything that they know about this like total corporate psyop stuff, it's very real.
Oh yeah,
and it occurs consistently. Never cover rumors from We Got This Covered. Yeah, they are not good.
I mean, yes, a lot
Where
of
this came from?
This stuff has been all over everybody's streams.
Yeah.
I have to look specifically for the articles and for the stuff, but basically, this has been all over you.
Josh had it on his, so he's not going to spout something stupid.
Well, and the thing is he was plugging this on Nerd Theory the other night, and was like, "Oh, I can't talk about it. I got this. I got Ahsoka Barris, but I got something in my hip pocket I can't talk about." And then he did it on Den of Nerds, the same thing until today, when they put it out. So he's getting, and those guys have credible sources. Those guys, him and Mark and Theory, they all have inside sources.
Yeah.
So if 9 out of 10 times, if it's in 2 out of the 3 of their streams, I'm pretty much going with it.
There's something there.
I want to have inside sources one day.
I know. Yeah, someday, guys.
How cool would it be to be like, "Oh yeah, hey Jim, what's going on? Oh man, don't tell anybody. I got this thing going on."
Luke's gonna be in Mando.
Let me just text Dave really quick.
Yeah, hold on.
Luke's gonna have his green lightsaber in Mando. It's gonna be awesome. Don't tell anybody. Yeah, that's the dream, but and that's kind of the fun of trying to get there. Is all of this. For me, it's not about subs. It's about time. It's about time spent with you guys. I don't remember who I was talking about this earlier with, but it's tough to. Oh, it was Cash in the Discord. It's hard to find people in regular life that are sweaties, right? We're trying to get people to join the community, and they're like, "Hey, have you, you talked to everybody?" Yeah, dude, I've talked to everybody. And if their eyes glass over in the first couple minutes, I'm like, "I'm moving on. XWing, I might crash you on ADHD stream."
Yeah, I will be on 80 edits tonight with Kat. Yes, sir.
Nice.
There you go.
That was my first actual watch party, like going through one.
Really?
Normally I just do my own thing, man. But I actually went through it, and it was actually quite a bit of fun. Like,
yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm a lot more awake.
And then, man, that was crazy, because then I don't know if it was like I was looking into like, how did they do that? Maybe a green screen mask. Then Watto came on stream, and he was tugging his nose, and it was
that shit was so funny.
Yeah, that was awesome.
He makes a good Watto.
So what do you guys think about this? The Mrs. Keeley's been wanting to do this video with me, because I do terrible impressions. If anybody here watched me try and do any voice on Backstroke of the West, that's why I didn't do it, because it was not recognizable.
I thought they were great.
But
I thought they were legendary.
She wants to give me like lines and characters and just see me absolutely butcher it.
Do it.
I'm so down.
She's probably so happy right now.
Yeah, do it. Let's do it. If I can get in on it, I want to get in on it, because that's like so much fun.
Yeah, I'm down to always listen to you guys make a fools of yourselves. So I love it. I'm down. All right, Braden wants to talk some Bad Batch. So I guess this kind of becomes a little bit of pre-stream. Pre-show.
A little bit, yeah. Did you see the names come out?
I didn't look to see if any names. I kind of don't spoil myself that way, but I'm all about it in the stream because it's coming out tonight.
There's one name.
Okay.
If you don't want me to spoil it.
This is got to break in here. Breaking news. The missus is telling you, see, people have spoken.
Oh, yeah.
There you go, mister. You're in it.
I have spoken.
There's one name of an episode I'm actually really excited for. Do you want to avoid spoilers, or do you want to set on stream?
Chat, you guys know there's 16 of you in here, so you guys let us know. I don't really care. Spoilers. The only thing I'm not spoiling right now is I'm not watching any Fast and the Furious spoilers, so don't tell me.
The last one I saw was Tokyo Drift. I haven't seen anything past Tokyo Drift.
I think that was the last one I saw too.
You guys want a Tokyo Drift story while the chat says some stuff?
Yeah,
Yeah.
do it.
So this is I got stories for days from Teenage Chase. So Tokyo Drift comes out and the soundtrack's banging. If you guys have heard it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I won't even.
Dude, of course it's banging.
I wanna
all set in
da, da,
Japan.
da. So anyway, I had like this camera I got for my birthday.
Oh,
And, I was obsessed with fire, and so I had this idea. I'm like, I would like spray Axe on my shirt and light it, and like put the music on.
Sounds
And
about
I'm
right.
like, I'm gonna film this pre-YouTube days. This is gonna be so cool. Maybe show my friends. And so I actually had my little brother film this, and I put lighter fluid on a beanie that was on my head, and Tokyo Drift soundtrack pumping. And I light it. This was like no parents home. Like I'm just doing my own thing. And there's a glow on the wall, from the fire. And then it gets like big on the wall. And I take the beanie off and the glow is still there because my hair's on fire now.
Nice.
And my little brother's just like filming, laughing. He thought it was the best thing.
World star.
And then I go and get a haircut, right? So like, anyway, took care of it, and the lady at like Great Clips is like, "Oh my God, what happened to your hair? It's burned, it's singed." And my mom is there, so my mom was asking questions, and then she found the camera with the video, and so I had to sit there while my mom watched that.
Nice. I'm sure she was super proud. That's like a proud parenting moment.
Oh
This
yeah,
is my child. I raised this thing.
hilarious.
Nice.
Freaking hilarious. Okay, guys, I am on a mission right now. So X-Wing needs 6 subscribers to get to 500, and I want to do it before we get off the stream. So go out there and literally, literally berate your friends into getting on that sub. We want that 500 subscriber tonight. So before he jumps on his next stream, you guys need to go out there and berate and bribe and whatever it takes to get.
Cajole.
Yeah, I don't care if you got to offer them, promise them money that you're never going to give them. Doesn't matter. We just get in there and get the. We need 6 people. Now, whether you guys go create other accounts, you know what? I'm going to make this happen. I'm going to get us closer right now.
No, let's just let this be like, let's let it happen organically. So they released 10 through 14, they released the names of the episodes, and if you don't want to hear it,
Braden's
your
got
headphones, whatever.
14,
So-
baby. I'm so excited for that one.
14, I'm super stoked about. But okay, all right. So 10 is called Common Ground. 11 is Devil's Deal, which I think could be very interesting.
Oh.
The one I'm interested in is 12, Rescue on Ryloth.
Hera
Probably.
and Chopper. Oh, I want to see Hera
Sure.
saving Chopper.
Chopper'd be there.
Chopper and Hera be there.
13 is Infested, and then 14, I am super stoked about this one. War Mantle.
Yes. That's going to be so good.
Yeah,
That's what I've been waiting for.
that could be awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
What are they talking about, though? What
So what's
war?
on deck?
Wait, for War Mantle? Wait,
Yeah,
what
we
do you
know
mean?
what it is.
Oh.
No, I mean, what's the next one? Like, what's the next?
That's all they released. Oh,
There's
what's
nothing.
the next episode that we're getting?
Tonight? Yes.
Is that?
I don't know if I saw a
they've
title
released
for
it.
that.
Yeah, I don't see it.
Yeah.
So we have future episodes, but not the one tonight. Is that how we?
Correct. It
Well, I
was
mean, I'm
July.
looking at it right now. Yeah, July 2nd is so 8 is the next one, right?
Yeah, it was the full 8's next, but it was the full July docket. Just the titles.
Yeah, so
not
they haven't
description.
released 8 yet.
I think we should do a droid appreciation night, Mrs. Star Wars, Mrs. Two Star Wars Nerds. I am a huge droid fan, and I love Chop. I actually had a theory that the droid in the finale of the Clone Wars, Cheap. I thought for a while Cheap was Chop because they had the same like mannerisms and attitude. Also, I was like, is that Chopper before he got beat up? But it wasn't.
Chopper's a baddie, dude.
Yeah, he is.
Chopper's a baddie.
Dude, Chopper and R2 like went into some crazy. They're doing their own crazy shit. Both of them. Let's see. So War Mantle is Stormtrooper Project. Is that what we're hearing?
Yeah, so that's the one. It's mentioned in Rogue One, and it's a little more in the novelization.
That's one of the projects.
Yeah, and so that's the transition from clones to stormtroopers.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, see, and this is why I like these streams, because not only do you guys learn something, but I learned something. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And what was the general's name? They said his name in like the third episode or something, and I'm trying to remember what his freaking name was.
Jeez.
General for whom? For what?
Who's heading
Imperial.
up Project War Mantle?
Oh,
it's not because he's like number 2 to Tarkin for this.
Yeah.
I can't. Rampart. There it is. Matt.
There you go. Thank you.
Matt would know.
Right.
In a good way, Matt. You are like the Empire guru.
Yeah, Cheap got shot. Cheap got shot, but so did R7. R7 got shot too. R7 was a mess when they were burying the clones.
So did R2.
On Bogan. And so did R2 got messed up a couple times.
R2 got wrecked on Tatooine.
Dude, R2 got
hit him up.
in the original A New Hope. R2 got messed up.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
And that's did Vader shoot him? Was that
No.
Yeah, weren't they in the wasn't he flying in between the gunships, and then that's when R2 gets hit, or does R2 get hit before that?
I don't know what you're talking about. When
in A New Hope, when Luke is going to destroy the Death Star, right? R2 gets shot because he has to get before the ceremony. Vader shoots his homie.
Yep,
it's messed up.
Yeah,
it's messed up.
Yeah, he gets blasted, like headshot.
Right, yeah, he gets headshot by Vader, by Anakin. Anakin headshots his own dude. That's cold. That's cold.
I remember seeing memes like that. He turns around, he's like, Anakin? He's like, R2? Like, bro, and then blah!
You know
Should
what
have stuck with me, kid.
You know what I love about the droids is like I found this so interesting watching it, like how Obi had R4, like literally no relationship with him, just there in his ship, fixed all the time, and like it's so cool just the contrast with R2 being free. No, it's super messed up.
Well, and see that's something I've always wanted to kind of bring up is why are some droids more droid than human, and why are some droids more human than droid? Right? Like you see a lot of, and I totally get 3PO, that Mrs. Star Wars.
You'll never see that scene the same again when you
never
watch that Trinitron, dude. It changes everything.
But
I don't know.
That's an interesting topic. Is like I get restraining bolts, and the Empire used restraining bolts, so they were under complete command. And even in Solo, you saw when the droids got their retaining bolts taken off, they went and did whatever they wanted, right?
Right. But even in the Bad Batch just now.
Yeah, even Gonk, their Gonk in the Bad Batch, you see it in the when Echo frees those droids.
Mm-hmm.
But why are some more autonomous than others? Right? Like that's I don't. Is that programming? Is that like did Hera free Chopper when she put him back together? Did she just not put in that logic board that controls command obeying? You know, I find it very interesting. I would love some of those kind of answers from the makers. Right?
I don't have those answers. I'm thinking about it and I'm like, okay, let's get really philosophical with this. And then I'm like, I don't think I have it.
Leave Lando's droid out of this conversation. Are you gonna cry, Matt? It's okay. I cried a little bit when he got entered into the Falcon. That was for me. That was, I don't know about you, but for Solo, that was the coolest moment of that entire movie for me.
I can't think of a more horrid fate for a droid that wants to be free to imprison them forever in a ship.
Well, no, it was just the nav systems. It
I
wasn't.
think
really...
he's talking about the relations between
the
Lando.
relations. Oh,
Yeah.
hello.
I think he's going that direction.
This is not that kind of stream, folks.
I think George said something about the place of a droid in Star Wars universe at some point. Yeah, I mean, I would love. Hey, Aiden's here.
What's up, Aiden?
4 more to go, guys. Tell your friends. Call your mom. Tell her.
How'd
You know
your
you
kids?
watch YouTube. You know you get on there for the Rachel Ray and the Martha Stewart cooking
gosh.
things. Tell your dad. You know they're on there getting old hot rod videos and looking at, bikini car washes. Get them on there. Tell them to subscribe. It's 4 people, even though they never look at it again. Let's get that number
Watch
there.
this guy yell about plastic for 45 minutes.
It's okay. Okay. Wait till you get a
man.
3D printer, then you're going to be building your own things.
Yeah.
How is the lightsaber going, by the way? I haven't seen anything more on that. Did you finish the saber build?
No, I'm waiting for Mo camera angles.
Copy that.
There's going to be a lot of modeling and 3D print stuff once the camera angles start getting figured out.
Oh, don't worry.
Chase, what were you going to say?
I'm wondering just about that droid conversation and why some are more humanoid than others. I've just thinking even about how like battle droids were controlled. Basically, I mean, kind of our equivalents would be something like cloud-based, like they can be updated, turned off, turned on in real time.
Right.
And so I'm wondering if there is some kind of like smart technology, like we even understand with our phones, like it picks up our voices and our cues and, like facial recognition. And so I wonder if it's conditional, like these droids that are around people more, and maybe the more experience they have, the more that their logic boards are able to.
A learning AI built into them.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah. Because I mean, Obi-Wan's always saying like you shouldn't treat a droid like that. Don't treat a droid like that. I don't encourage it, but the more he's around him, seems like the more badass R2 gets for sure.
Well, and that's what I mean. I mean, R2 really never had his memory wiped. Like really, through the whole series, they say it, but they never do it.
Right.
And he has been around humans more than probably any other droid in the galaxy, at least astromech. And if that is a theory, then he would have more attitude than anybody. Same with Chop.
He was already a baddie, though. I mean, think about episode 1 when he rolls out on the Naboo cruiser and everybody's getting blasted, and he's just like, "I'm gonna do this. I'm doing this."
Well, yeah. I mean, at that point, but again, I mean, at that point, he had already gone through the whole Clone War with Anakin, right? Because think about it, like
right.
R7 was around Ahsoka for a real long time.
No, he hadn't been through I'm talking about episode 1. The first time we see R2 when he rolls out and he fixes the ship as they're running the blockade, everybody's getting blasted.
But he wasn't I guess that's kind of where I'm at, is he wasn't really anybody's droid yet. He was still on a cruiser fixing stuff, right? Yeah, he was awesome at what he did, and he was all about his surroundings, but he really wasn't he was still very droid. Get out, go fix it, bang, bang, bang. That was it, right? Doing my job. And then he meets Padme, and he's like the superhero droid, and they're like, "Oh, you're my mastromech." And then he starts being around people all from then on until Luke at the end, right? He's in that circle for the entirety of the rest of his life, and he only really got messed up like maybe once or twice, but they never erased his memory. So if they learn over time, then he is the most autonomous droid, because look at what happened to R4. He got his head cut off during the space battle in episode 3, right? Where
friggin' buzz droids.
Buzz droids. But so I don't know. I kind of like that theory, because 3PO is the same way.
Right.
Been around humans for so long, not just being a mechanics droid or a translator for these people or whatever. He's been in the meat of the rebellion his whole life.
That's fun. That's. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I had a thought too. I mean, I can address this, but I had a thought too. Is specifically with R2 and Anakin. I like science fiction, and Philip K. Dick has "Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep?" translated into Blade Runner. But I'm wondering with Anakin, because obviously the Skywalker saga, you see Anakin losing his humanity, losing his freedom. And I wonder if R2 is meant to just be a parallel where R2 is self-realizing and he's almost in a way, he's becoming more human than Anakin is. And it's
that's an awesome parody right there.
Yeah.
That is cool. Dude. I don't see it with 3PO so much. It's funny because in the Revenge of the Sith novelization, when Anakin and Padme are talking, like right after he 66s the temple, they do it from 3PO's perspective.
Mm-hmm.
So it's 3PO looking down on the two of them talking on the landing pad, and it's like, oh, humans, I've never understood why they say this, do this, and something about the Republic. Like, he has no idea what's going on. You know what I mean? He's always been a super protocol droid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, and see, R2 wasn't on that platform, right? R2 was with
He was there.
No, wasn't he with Anakin's fighter ship? So there's a theory. This brings up a fun theory I've always loved. Do you know why R2 will becomes an annoying follow droid when he meets Luke? So like on Cloud City,
the last time he told him stay at the ship.
Yeah.
Last time my master told me to stay at the ship, he never came back.
Yeah.
And so R2 was sitting on that platform until the end of the fight. Yeah, right? That's some heart. That's always been one of the theories I've really enjoyed.
That's good content.
Is that, that's why R2 is the way he is with Luke. Is like, oh, I'm going to follow you into the Dagobah swamp. Don't tell me to stay with the ship. Yep. That's what your dad did, and look at where he ended up.
Stay with the ship. He's like, I ain't staying with no ship, dumbass.
I ain't staying here. You stay here. I'll go look for stuff. Yeah, that's always been one of my favorite R2 theories, and that's why I love R2, because he's such a boss. At that point, after he loses Anakin, he kind of becomes fearless, right? As far as droids go, I'll dump in the swamp. Come on, shoot me. I don't mind. Here, I'm going to shut this door, and then I'm going to do a circle right in front of the door. See, you're not shooting me. And then he gets on the ship. Then he gets on the Falcon.
That's actually, I have a plan. I've already looked up the blueprints and everything. When I get to 5,000 subs, I'm building an R2.
Awesome.
Full size?
Full size.
Oh.
With servos and everything for doors to open. I already have all the blueprints. I have the electronics built out. I know what I have to do. I have a guy lined up for CNC because I want to do aluminum for it. I don't want to do a plastic build.
Dude,
so
awesome.
It's going to be lit.
Oh, dude, I got that. I'm excited for 5,000 subs then to watch that, because I got this ad for like build your own R2, and it's like they give you like the first 2 months for like dirt cheap, but then it's like, I don't remember how much it is a month, but every month they send you more pieces and you keep building, right? I'm like, this is an interesting concept, and I looked at it.
That's
like,
cool,
but it's like hundreds of months.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I'm going to spend thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, and it's going to take me years. Like,
well, the thing they have a bunch of different forums that you can go onto, and there is like a builders guild. There's an R2 builders guild.
Wow.
And it's really cool because they have everybody set up for different people. They make different kinds. There are ones if you want them, automated, or ones that will follow you with GPS and talk and do things like that. So there's all kinds of stuff for it, but it's really hard to find one cohesive start to finish. We're going to do it this way. So I think it'd be really cool it's going to take it'll probably take a year to do it.
Awesome. That'd be an awesome stuff to stream, dude.
Yeah. So I think it'd be cool to do that.
Even if you do it even if you show it in time lapse form in fast forward, where you're not really getting to hear the F-bombs and the dropping and the thing. Cause that's some legit metal work. You're going to legit F-bomb a little here and there, and damn. But just do it in fast forward. That would be a really cool thing to watch you do in a monthly or weekly or however often you would be able to do it.
Yeah, it would take a super, super long time, but I think it'd be super awesome. Just got to make sure he could fit out the door here. Can you imagine building that thing and then it doesn't fit through the door? Like, well, we're not going to house down.
Well, yeah, I mean, I saw that picture of a guy who built a big Jeep, like a rock crawling Jeep, and couldn't get it out of the garage. They built it too big for the garage.
Knock the house down.
It's like, just take the airs out of the tires and back it out.
We're not all engineers, I guess.
But yeah, I mean that's pretty intense.
Yeah.
That's gonna be. And now, are you gonna do? Oh, there you are. You're at 500.
No way. Did we really make it? No way. No fucking way.
Come on, everybody. Let's give him a round of applause in the chat. There's 13 of you here. There's a lot more on the Discord. We are at 500. There's a roaring applause for the man.
Awesome.
There you go. That's exactly what I wanted to happen.
Empire update.
Happen.
You're just doing it right now?
Speech.
I'm not gonna do it.
What are you not gonna do?
The Empire update.
Oh well,
that's on Braden. We got some stuff to talk about. That Discord is gonna change like massively. So I'm looking forward to it. It's kind of fun. It's like
discussing that here?
Season 2. No, nah. I don't want to. I don't want to take the time out of this for that. But I already forgot my train of thought.
Awesome season 2 coming to the Discord.
Oh yeah, it's like DLC. Like we got to like Call of Duty season 2. You get in the Empire update. You know what I mean?
Your firmware update has arrived for your membership.
Yeah, I mean, awesome. Braden's been working his butt off, man. So I'm really excited for everybody to get that.
All right, so being as that is happening, I am going to open it up to any of you guys that want to come in and say hello and offer your congratulations. So hit me up. I'll just put a 1 in there. I'll grab it and hit you up on the Discord and have you come in. But that's big, dude. That's a lot faster than you thought. You were talking about 1,000 and you're already you can see the finish line, dude.
That's insane.
I'm still at the starting gate.
That's absolutely insane. I don't know how that happened. I have to use the little men's room because I am too excited right now. I just hit 500 subs, so I'm going to go use the potty. I'll be right back.
Oh, my gosh.
Do that. That's great, man. Yeah, guys, anybody that wants to jump in that's here, feel free, hit us up, come jump in, come say your congratulations. Matt, Braden, any of you guys want to come in, just let me know. Yeah, that's huge, dude.
Yeah, no, that's really cool. And, I've told XWing as well, I think what's on his heart definitely is community. There's, people have different things that they want to do with their channels, but I think at the end of the day, he just wants to gather people and to have a great, strong community that's there for each other, more than just memes and, like fun and hanging out. Yeah. Like that's legit. It's like it hasn't like a month, maybe max, and
been aggressive with it.
Yeah, and it's
let's take a look.
Amazing.
I got his channel up right now, so let's go look at all his videos. And so 1 month ago, so in a month, he got his 500 subscriber.
Wow!
Because his first video was a month ago,
That's
and
awesome.
Yeah, I mean
everything is proceeding as I have foreseen.
Nice.
So yeah, man. I mean, it just goes to show you it's not about what you're putting out or what it looks like or how it is. It's about what you're passionate about. Yep. So and this is kind of the reason that I even started doing this to begin with, was just because I care about the monetization. I do this because I can hang out with people in the community, and that's what it's about. And so the fact that he got there in a month shows you put in the work and you have the right support system.
Yeah, for sure.
What are you guys talking about?
You.
Ha.
Did you guys see I'm a meme now in the Discord?
That is the best thing I've ever seen in my life.
Where is it? Is it on memes?
No, I don't know if it's on memes. I just know that
I think it was just in the general.
I think it was just in the general, but it's my screen kind of split and half of it stopped.
Oh yeah.
So I just kind of trying to mirror myself, and yeah.
Cheers, boys.
Wait. Yeah. Can I just say I'm looking at the Discord right now. Aiden's a real one. I got my ex and friend to sub, dude.
Bro.
Oh, he means it when he's texting.
He got his ex to sub to.
Attaboy. Attaboy. See, but
that's a homie.
that's the power of these live streams, right? Is like
Oof.
we said we wanted to happen. Like I said, I don't care if it's your brother, your sister, your cousin, your ex, whatever. So well done by Green and Red Squadrons today. Both got 7 more subs each. Both squadrons will be rewarded with a giveaway. Here's a real one. How's your mouth doing, bro?
What's up,
Pretty
Airmo?
good.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, yeah, I got some gaping holes, but you know,
Hey, you're not in pain.
nope. That I would say it actually. The first 36 hours were some of the most miserable hours of my life so far. But
Really?
after that, it kind of, it actually got better way faster. A day after or so, I was almost completely painless. So
Yeah,
Nice.
it's just about not eating that food.
yeah,
Dude,
But
it
now-
sucks.
yeah. Now it sucks having to get my tongue and getting the food out and getting a syringe.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Oh, I forgot about that. You got to like blast the whole. Yeah.
it's
We
salt
had,
I
a
don't
water.
know.
whole, we
It's
had a
salt water.
whole conversation at the end of one of my streams
Really?
where it was
Yeah.
like, bro, I've been there. This shit is painful if you don't do it right. Like, I don't want to scare you. People are like, you're scaring him. I'm like, no, bro, I'm giving him the
Yeah, I saw his soul leave his
Airmo,
body.
He'll be fine. He'll be fine.
Yeah. I'm just glad you got the 500 subs, and I'm hyped for episode 8. It's been a awesome day so far. So
It's a good day.
yeah.
And the computer's on the way.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Awesome.
We were talking about
What a day,
pre-chat.
man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I didn't get to start watching until like 15, 20 minutes ago. I'm assuming you guys already talked about your theories for what's going on this episode, or
We actually
we literally haven't even touched it.
Oh.
we talked about names. That's all we got to.
Oh.
And Braden took off his headset and walked away because he didn't want no spoilers. So yeah, we actually haven't. You came in at the right time, bro.
okay.
Yeah.
Sounds
That's
good.
perfect.
I'm just, I actually
Start us off.
Yeah, I was just saying, from episodes 2 to 6, I was of the faction that actually really enjoyed all these side adventures and stuff. But then at the same time, I'm also glad that it really upped the ante last episode. It was just all business. It wasn't like, oh, let's go rescue this random It was like, all right, C-Rex, he's going to remove the chips, bang,
Yeah,
So-
Wrecker goes nuts.
Oh, yeah.
So how bummed are we going to be if they tone it back down this episode, though? That's the dangerous thing.
I don't know. They might have started the avalanche last episode. I don't know.
We didn't really get a chance to talk about this because we didn't Boomer Council last week. We were just all over each other's streams and all over other people's streams. So I feel like we really didn't get a chance to discuss this. So let's talk about that episode since we didn't get to do it together. Scene Rex was awesome. Do we think that's Braca?
Yeah.
It is Braca.
It is Braca, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Braca.
Okay, so it's 100% Braca, and
100%.
Rex is just basically leading the inhibitor chip away, right?
Yeah.
I liked, so if anybody's watched our videos, you know that me in particular, I am not a big fan of the Bad Batch. There's some stuff that I like, but overall, I generally am losing interest. But I did like this episode, but there are some things that I found interesting. I loved the pacing. I loved the tension. 3 things, we don't have to talk about all of them, but I found Order 66 being activated, basically turning Wrecker into kind of like a mindless, like antagonistic robot. That was kind of interesting to me. Kind of, you could stretch it to, he's going after his brothers, but then he's going after Omega. That kind of seemed kind of strange for me. I don't get why Rex left if he spent all this time hunting them down, and then they basically be like, hey, Omega's cool, the kid's safe.
Well,
See you later. And then I don't understand why the what are they called? Like the salvagers or whatever.
Scrapper Guild.
Yes. Why they're like in cahoots so closely with the Empire.
That's where their money's coming from.
When they're scrapping all the
Yeah.
shit.
And they're probably getting information or things that would potentially compromise the Emperor trying to keep all this information of Order 66 and whatnot from the new Senate and the new civilian population, whatever. And the other, I do agree. The fact that he it made sense that he fought the rest of the Bad Batch because, as he said, other clones that don't execute Order 66 shall be terminated. And Omega, she didn't have a chip, and she's not it's not confirmed that she's a female clone of Jango Fett. So I guess that's up for speculation.
Well, we know she's a clone.
Yeah.
Isn't she?
We know that she's a clone. We don't know that she's a direct clone of Jango Fett. Yeah. Is what he's saying. Yeah, we don't know that she's directly a clone of Jango Fett. We do know that she is a clone. They've said that she's a clone. We don't know. I mean, we have to assume, right?
Yeah,
I was one of us though. When they talk about
agreeing
it.
with Mr. Two Star Wars nerds that it was interesting that he went against Omega because he might as well have just like fought any other kid that was around just because he got executed Order 66. Which would have probably made people find out about it more quickly than the Emperor would have wanted to. But yeah, and
she's still technically a clone in direct violation of Order 66, though. I mean, it makes sense for him to go after her.
My thing was though, I was like, can she be in direct violation if she doesn't have an inhibitor chip? I'm like, how does that? I'm trying to understand how that delineation works.
Because she's still a clone, the same way Rex didn't have his inhibitor chip.
Maybe she does have an inhibitor chip, and at the end, she's gonna freaking kill the entire Bad Batch. Whoa!
Wait, what if she's got a different inhibitor chip for a different order?
Order 99.
Oh my god,
that's a real thing. Order 99 is a real thing.
So is Order 65.
And
I just learned about that.
Order 69. But the other thing, I don't know if it was a gripe or just a little criticism that Mr. Two Star Wars Nerds had. Why would Rex hunt? Go through all that trouble to hunt the Bad Batch and then leave? It's because I think he's just wanting to give. After he removes the chip, he just wants to give them free will to do what they want. And he learned that from Cut over time that you can be a good person and not fight for a cause. I mean, because Rex kept telling Cut that he was a deserter even after he respected him. So he might have just been like, got to remove their chips because they're really strong, capable clones. They're certainly capable of killing most Jedi, except for probably Kenobi. But obviously Rex doesn't even know that Kenobi's alive. So he just knows he has to remove their chips, ask them if they want to join, but not force them, because that might cause some tension that would just make it harder for him to accomplish his goal.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that's fair about Rex, especially with I saw a criticism about why did they have to go so far to like Braca, like why did they have to go to that extreme to find a medical facility? And I actually kind of liked that because it added the weight and pressure of the Empire looking, for these clones and looking for these the Bad Batch in particular as well. And so I kind of liked that, so I could see how Rex is like, hey, everything's different now. This isn't like the merry band getting together and doing things. Like, you're on your own. Everything's cool. She's in good hands.
The thing is the reason they have to go to Braca is because every other ship that currently is capable of doing what they needed to do with the facility to do it, the medical facility, is a
My God.
How you guys doing?
What's up?
Sorry to interrupt. I wanted to join in the discussion.
Wrecker, we have some questions for you,
buddy.
Oh, how you doing? Something like that. I'm in the X-Wing in honor of X-Wing's 500 subs.
Oh my gosh.
That's awesome.
That's
Yeah,
an Arc 170.
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like she's, they have to go there because there's no other ships capable to do what they're doing that aren't infested with clones that are going to kill them on sight, right? So basically, the only place in the galaxy to go to find a medical bay that can power up would be Braca, where all the starships that they've lost in the war end up. So.
And it's a dangerous place too. I mean, you gotta assume that's an extreme Imperial interest, that shipyard,
Well, and then look at the monsters that live on there. That was the same monster
Dianoga.
that tried to eat Grogu, right?
No, it was. I think it was confirmed. It's a Dianoga. It was the same monster that almost ate Luke in the compactor. Except, obviously, you only saw the eye and some of the tentacles, but below that, Luke probably would have peed his pants if he saw how big it was.
Yeah, I mean, dude, Groot could have ate a baby Dianoga. You never know. Maybe that's like a delicacy as a baby Dianoga,
Grogu didn't care at all what he ate. He just liked eating stuff.
No, I meant that tried to eat him.
Yeah.
Oh.
In the ship
I think they were the same.
That's what I was asking.
The one in the bowl and the one that was in the ship, and they could be Dianoga. I don't know, but I feel like they're more attracted to like swampy garbage bins comparative to like a big open ocean world. But you never know. I don't know. Maybe they're opportunistic hunters. I love that this is the conversation. This is amazing.
I'm trying to remember. Maybe I got confused. Was Braca the? I'm gonna say. I'm like either it was Ayla Secura or Kiyomi Adeyemi. Yeah, was he in what? Was he in one of those two? Because I remember I think the way he looks like. I didn't watch the episode yet.
What about Ki-Adi-Mundi?
I think I got myself confused. Hold on.
Or are you talking about? You gotta check your nav computers.
Yeah. I have a question for you guys. What future clones do you think we're gonna see in the Bad Batch?
I gotta say something. Have you guys seen the leak for a new Clone Trooper action figure?
Ballast.
Captain Ballast.
Yeah, Ballast. He looks pretty cool. He kind of looks like Gree. He's got green markings. I don't remember exactly what clone battalion that is, or maybe it's a new one.
I don't think it's. I think it's.
Is that the one that killed Depa?
No, he's more like a teal sort of color, and I think he's probably going to be one of the clones that Rex already gathered for.
Is that Gregor?
I just had a total brain fart. I'm sorry.
No, this is a totally new clone commander.
I thought Braca was a clone commander.
I'm just losing it over here watching Wrecker like.
Man, that's kind of funny. Spaz out.
Lord Crit, you're talking about Commander Bakara.
I forgot it was the world from Jedi Fallen Order, and I got confused with Baraka. I was like, wait, they need to see a clone?
Oh, man.
What's up, Real Talk? How you doing, brother?
Hey, Real Talk.
Yeah, so Ballast is apparently a new... it was teased as a rogue clone, is the way I understood it, and not somebody that we've seen before. I've never heard of Ballast before.
Yeah, I think it's a new clone they're introducing that's going to be with Rex, or he's just on his own.
Well, Rex has to end up with Gregor and Wolf at some point and remove their inhibitor chips. So I feel like that's the mission he's on, is to free as many clones as possible without getting dead. So I don't know if we'll see Rex again in this. Maybe later in the series, we'll come across him again, but I kind of feel like he accomplished his mission, and it shows him and what his mission is to
he's way tied to the rebellion.
Well, yeah.
I mean, he's not so much like with the Bad Batch and what they're doing. He's definitely got his agenda.
Well, I mean, he's working with Bale and them, obviously in the Senate. So yeah, I mean, he's on his own mission. It's this episode. What is it called again?
We don't know yet.
This one they didn't give us a name for.
Yeah,
Are we going to see Crosshair again? We haven't seen him for 4 episodes.
I think we're going to see him this.
I bet you he comes back. Yeah, I bet you this is the episode. I bet you they try to figure out a way to get his chip out.
Oh, see, I think he's coming with another group of commando early stormtroopers, and he's the one that's going to get sent to go scoop them up on Braca.
See, well, I think he's going to go to Braca, but I think it's going to, for a few episodes, I think it's going to be this touch and go. Like, he just misses them. But I think in this, with the Scrappers Guild, I think he's going to kill some of them. Just straight up. Like, he's trying to get info, and they let him escape. And just brutal. And we're just like, this guy's been on a mission just slaughtering people.
I'm down with that.
What if they remove the inhibitor chip, but like he still retains his evil tendencies? Like he's unchangeable. How would you feel about that?
You imagine that he wakes up from the table. They're like, "Hey, Crosshair, you okay?" And he's like, "Bam!" and just shoots Tech. Just kills him.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
that would be that would definitely be a good way to subvert our expectations.
Yeah, I don't even like hearing that anymore.
He could. I mean, yes, he. It would be a nice twist, and it would be an interesting twist to get Crosshair in a position where, you know, they knock him out and Wrecker drags him into the medical bay. You know, it's not even something conscious going on until he wakes up. I think that would be fun in uniting the Bad Batch and then forcing them to find something out. Like, you know, do we consign troops to go get him? Do we hire bounty hunters? Do we get a boss, young Boba? Like, who comes and finds them if they unite? Because if they unite, they're pretty lethal. I mean, right now with Crosshair out, they're a man down.
To add on to that, so someone, a friend of mine, he brought up a good theory, and he was like, "Oh, why did not Laquan's inhibitor chip go off?" And I came up with a theory that because he's so like far out, like he's joined like the good, and he's like totally forgot the whole soldier thing. I felt like that sort of worn off on him.
Later, Braden.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Braden, we'll see, buddy. Round of applause for the guys who holds the XWing community together. Friggin' Braden, man. That Discord, everything. You are the homie. You the homie. Thank you, man.
Yeah, Lord. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Or maybe he's just so far in the outer rim. And yeah, maybe the chip has something to do with how active you've been or how near Jedi you've been. I don't know.
It could be the opposite for Crosshair. He's just evil. But Quain's the opposite. He's good and he has a family.
Crosshair's not inherently evil. We saw it when he was looking at all this stuff and he was having the flashbacks when he walked into the squad bay.
Oh yeah,
you know, he feels for his homies for sure.
He just can't control himself. You know, I mean, it's really, you know, and that's kind of another reason that what Rex said in this episode is so important. You know, wait, you don't have your inhibitor chips, and he's automatically reaching for his blaster, right? You guys haven't removed your chips yet. Whoa, you guys have no idea how dangerous these things are. You think you have the ability to fight it? Look, I cried as I'm shooting my Jedi, right? Ain't none of you gonna do that. You're going to turn and try to snap necks like Wrecker did, right? So that, for me, showed how serious Rex took that matter, right? Like, inhibitor chips are probably the worst thing in the galaxy. And for these guys thinking they're no big deal, showing his intensity the second they were like, oh, well, maybe we don't take him out. He's like, well, maybe I shoot you in the face, you know? So I kind of feel like I liked that aspect of this episode, is that you see in Rex how he is just not about it. If you got a chip, I'm on guard because I don't know what you're going to do.
Basically,
Real
the hard
Talk's got a
truth.
good comment there.
What's that?
Real Talk's got a good comment there.
You guys think?
I think so for sure. I mean, I mean, Wrecker, you can see him hold it for sure. You can see when Rex holds it back for sure. I think the will and the personal strength, it seems like the more individual a clone is, the better chance they have to fight off the chip.
Yeah,
Unless you're Cody, in which case he's like, oh,
Yeah,
Kenobi.
dude, he's just like, yeah, sure, whatever.
Yeah, kill him. Nah, I love this guy. Kill him.
And Hunter would probably perhaps be the strongest willed of the Bad Batch.
Right.
I mean, at first it was definitely him and Omega were closer, but maybe Wrecker's now closer to Omega. So I don't know. So I would think if Hunter, if he didn't get his chip
Oh
removed,
my god.
if he didn't get his
Go
chip
on.
removed, he would be the hardest to turn.
Oh man.
That's Chad.
You know, I just imagine being a clone and you have to shoot your own brothers because they can't control themselves. It's just pretty tragic, you know.
Yeah.
You would
Tragedy of Star Wars.
Yeah,
Well, and
tell us
that's-
all about him, man.
It seems like the clones, they don't have a choice, right? Jesse, all these clones, these older models, it doesn't matter if you're fresh off the line or if you're old or new. It's just that's what they're designed, that's what they're programmed for, literally. Like from the time they're born. They train on how to kill Jedi, even though they don't call it Jedi training during their clone training. So
Right.
I mean, they execute those orders without reason. And it's going to be, I mean, I would like to see the whole Bad Batch come back together if they are going to do any kind of Vader involvement, right? Because I feel like that's the only way the squad has any kind of real chance, is if they're moving in that unison that they did before the inhibitor chips. That's why they're so effective, right? So if they're going to bring Vader in, I don't want to see Vader and Crosshair next to each other. I want to see them on opposite sides of the line.
Guys, I got a boot scoot. I gotta go.
Okay, man.
I'm gonna be back in half an hour on another stream. That's gonna be another 2 hours. So I need to go get some food and maybe power nap for 10 minutes.
I'm glad that you got to your 500th subscriber and that happened here, so that
Freaking milestone, man.
shows that these are a good opportunity for people to come in and figure out what you're all about. So you're leaving. Plug it away. What are you doing?
Yelling at a camera.
No, I mean, where are you going? What are you streaming? Come on. Going on what? 80
I'm
edits
going
tonight?
over to 80 edits. So 80 edits. I don't know if Drunk 3PO is going to be over there tonight. I'm not sure who he has planned, but it's Evil Ewoks on 80 edits. I'm going to be over there for the pre-show, which is an hour long, and then we're going to do the watch party as well. So I will be there. I hope anybody who wants to join joins. It's late. It's late for me. It's late for you guys. So
Late night
see
Star
ya,
Wars.
see ya. Yeah.
Unless you're like
Freaking
Strike
Thursdays.
in Germany, where they're 9 a.m. streams. But for the
Yeah,
rest
he's going to
of
be
us-
good to go.
Yeah. So cool, man. Well, we'll see you hopefully next week. We'll do this again. Hopefully it's not a twice a month thing. Hopefully we can do it every month. And yeah. So congratulations on your 500th.
500th. I'm so excited, man. Yeah, it's awesome. Thank you for having me. Love being here as Boomer Council as always. Chase, man, it's been a pleasure. Obsession, as always, brother. I'll see you guys Sunday for Hangar Bay when we are going to roll out the Empire update.
Cool.
I'll
Everybody's going to be locked out of the server, so I hope you guys are in the chat fucking talking it up because
Whoa.
the server's not going to be a thing. So
Well, you can hop on mine, or I'm sure. Do you have one up there, nerds? Right? Or do you guys have a Discord? All right. Well, hop over to mine while the server's down if you guys want to chat and throw up your gifts and all that fun stuff. Yeah, man, have a good night. We'll probably see you over there in the chat anyway on 80 minutes. So I've been trying to catch their stuff when you guys are there. So yeah, man,
it's a good stream, man. They're funny people. All right,
yeah,
guys.
Be safe.
Yeah, X-Wing.
See you, man.
Commander out.
Sweet. So yeah, that's where that ended up. I'm glad he got to his 500 subscriber.
So
It's awesome.
So Red and Green Squadron get those cards because of the recruiting.
It looks like it, yeah. It looks like you guys put in the work.
And that's every single person gets it?
I don't
know.
Maybe each person gets one card and he saves the rest for more giveaways.
If you guys ever want to, I'm friends with the head of the Movie Duels team. If you want to talk about that, I posted the link on Movie Duels. I was hoping a lot of those guys would join and help X-Wing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So I think we've been at this for a couple hours now.
Yeah, coming right up on 2.
Yep, coming right up on 2. So we'll write it out for the next 4 minutes and make it a clean 2, and then I think that gives everybody about half an hour to get something to eat, drink, relax before the pre-stream start at 11. Which is, I kind of don't mind. This. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I really don't mind these kind of pre-stream. I don't know how X-Wing feels about them. But I kind of feel like this is a pre-watch party, and
are any of you guys doing any streams later tonight, or
I do one the next morning.
No.
Okay.
I don't.
Oh, yeah, you do that for the Europe folks.
Yeah, I try to do that for the European folks. The next morning, it's usually their afternoon or pre-evening. Like Spike, I think Strike. I do that just.
I know.
So yeah, for Strike, and I believe Kenobi is a Brit, right? Is one of the British folks.
Old Ben, yeah.
And then I think is Blue 2 also. I think there's a bunch of the European folks in the UK and Germany. So yeah, I do a post in the morning. I try to do them around 9 or 10 a.m. just because I have a hard time watching while trying to watch other stuff, and I kind of lose track of where I'm at. So I feel like
with X-Wing saying about those cards, no, not every single person you think have made money. Yeah, you just hit 500 subs.
Yeah, you got a new computer.
Exactly.
Are you kidding me?
Forget about it. It's got to be some loose change.
You're famous now. You're all over the internets. Of course you have money.
8
I'm just
a.m.
waiting to super chat you. Yeah. Night of the Force, you were saying you went to the library to get in on this. That's crazy, man. That's dedication.
What? Where was that?
Yeah, just up a little bit. That's awesome.
Oh, well, that's awesome, man. Thanks for going out of your way, and hope you're wearing headphones.
Is he in the UK? Because I don't know if the library is open at this time.
Yeah, it's either illegal right now because you broke in, or you're on the other side of the pond.
Or a librarian.
Blue 2
Jocasta knew.
He gets the award for dedication if he broke into a library just to do it.
Awesome.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I got to wake up in time for the morning rewatch. Yeah, I mean, I try to do it around 9 or 10 West Coast time because then that's usually around noon, 1 o'clock East Coast. I broke into the library just to join the chat. Yeah, he's in England. So, yeah, I mean, really it comes down to, I try to do those on Saturday or the day after just so that they can get involved because I know it's morning time for them when it first comes out. So it's really more for us than it is for them because I think the watch parties that go on now is like their morning time. So
yeah, I just wish it was 9 p.m. Pacific and midnight Eastern
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's more people on the East Coast, and it's not like people on the West Coast. You guys are like doing anything at 9 p.m. I'm assuming.
No.
So
Just
those
the
of us,
sun going down. That's all.
yeah, those of us in the East Coast have to stay up 3 a.m. Pretty,
How do you know what the West Coast is doing
It's
at 9 p.m.?
10:30.
Yeah,
I
bro.
don't know. Hey, you guys could be
West Coast,
pretty
best
busy.
coast.
We're pretty busy at 9 p.m.
We're partying.
It's yeah. I mean, it's basically. I'll probably jump in some of the pre-streams and just have them going on in the background, and then maybe if I'm up, I'll watch tonight. I mean, it's only an hour and a half, but yeah, I try to do one in the morning. Usually, that's my second watch, just because I have a better idea of what to talk about while we're watching it. So yeah, I'll do that in the morning, and then figure out. I'm just trying to put some videos together. I got a couple
Cool.
ideas. I've just been kind of in a drought, so.
I hate those.
It happens, man. I came out hard and got everything out at one time, and now I'm kind of like, I've got 3 projects open, and I just got to man up and finish one. So, yeah, more to come. As always, join us in the Discord while the update is going on the weekend. And yeah, what do you got going on, Star Wars nerds?
Well, this is coming in all right.
Yeah,
couple weeks in. But for stuff that we're doing, we're actually going to be out of town next week, but we have stuff scheduled to go out. So while we're gone, stuff's still going to be releasing. But yeah, we're going to be away at the beach
Nice.
for a couple days. But what we're going to start doing, actually, we have you lined up, Obsession. I have to check the DMs for the exact date, but on a Sunday, I think it's the 27th. So not Father's Day or 4th of July, but sandwiched right in between there. We're starting a series on the life and lore of different characters in Star Wars, and we're starting it off with Ahsoka, with the Ahsoka legend himself, Obsession. And so that's what we're really excited for. Really what we just want to do is just spend like an hour 15, really just diving deep into these characters and really just looking at everything about them. And that's got us really excited.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I love talking about Ahsoka. Go on and on about it.
So real quick, 2 stars. You said so. Like anybody who's a buff on a certain character, you'll get them to maybe be the person to talk with you on that.
Yeah. Do you have one in mind?
Yeah, I do. I have a few, but I don't want to. We'll just wait for that later because I
Cool.
know stream's supposed to be cooling down right now.
Honestly, it
Cool.
doesn't matter, but yeah.
Cool. Yeah, man. Feel free to DM. And obviously, we're kind of like Obsession said, we're kind of this big cross-pollinated community here.
Oh yeah.
And I love how the lines blur. We're not like sister channels. We're all just kind of friends who met like a month ago. And this is super cool that we're able to do all this.
XWing wants a Wedge Antilles episode.
I'll say one. Darth Bane.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be awesome. But that's what I'm excited for because what I found is that there's so much about these characters that we can just geek out on, man. Like you said, it's hard to find the sweaties online, and so not online, in real person. It's hard to find the sweaties. So it's like, man, if we can just geek out for an hour on somebody, and hopefully, when I started getting into Star Wars YouTube, like watching it a lot, I'm like, man, Star Wars community kind of sucks right now. Like, there's just a lot of craziness going on. I got thrown into it at a really crazy time, and it's like, why don't we just bring back the love of Star Wars? I have like no pull, but if it can get a few people talking about their love of Star Wars and it just keeps trickling, and people are doing their part, I think that'd be awesome.
Well, and I've continued to say it's not about how many people are watching. Like, I want to do some interview stuff. Eventually, I would like to get Theory to sit down and not even really talk too much Star Wars, a little bit here, a little bit there. I more want to sit down and interview him about his early days, right before any of us really knew about him. and how he, went through that whole thing and how he started his channel and where it all comes from, right? Like that's more of the stuff I'm interested in than I can watch his opinion on hours and hours of stuff. Right. I want to cut through all that, especially now that he's at 3 million and is literally probably the biggest Star Wars YouTuber there will be. Right. I mean, there's a lot of I don't know how many people are chomping on his heels. So,
like no one.
I mean, I don't know how close the next Star Wars YouTuber is, but I would venture to say it's probably 500,000 to 1 million behind.
Yeah. No, I think the second biggest is like Lore Master, who's got like 1.1 million or something.
That's what I'm saying. He's got almost 2 million more than every other YouTuber, right? So that's what I'm saying. It's like, I want to talk about your early days when you had 70, 150, 500, right? Like, let's talk about the early days. Let's talk about, what kind of shit hit the cutting room floor in your world before you released it. Show me your first video. Like, maybe even if it didn't ever make it on air, show me the first thing you cut together, right? That's the kind of stuff I'm looking to do. And then we talked about doing an audiobook listening parties. Cool. Right. I don't know how many people were around when we talked about that. I'm starting to do some research. What these might be, if we end up doing them here, is they will be probably a one and done, not re-released. So it'll be a scheduled watch party, probably scheduled a week out if I can swing it. Give everybody an opportunity to make time, and then we can maybe stream it for the viewers that are going to view at that time and then not re-release it. So we'll have to see.
Would that be in parts if it's the whole audiobook?
It would not be a 14-hour consistent watch party. That would be insane. Okay. I mean, that would be an epic watch party for the host. But yeah, I think that's something that what is this cat barbecue about? Oh, yeah, you cat barbecue in the background.
Yeah, it's because my cats claim ownership to this room.
Yeah. So yeah, Patrick said he'd be here for all 14 hours. Maybe that's the case. Maybe we'll do a 14-hour watch party. I'm not down for putting the stream up and stopping every couple chapters to chit chat about what we just got into and then dive into the next one. I'm not at all against that.
That'd be nuts.
That'd be a nutty watch party. If you guys are into it, I'm into it. But that's something that we are working on as far as getting the proper releases from LucasArts, from Disney, from the narrator, from the people. We're starting to put those feelers out. So that may be something coming later in the summer for everybody. If you guys are interested in that, please let us know so that if we're going to do it, we kind of have a number of how many people want to get down, and then there's random watchers. Cool. But then that gives us a number based on, so we can contact Disney and say, hey, I got 50 people that definitely want to get in on this stream and want to watch it live for 14 hours. We're not going to redistribute it, but there may be another 50 people that jump in. I don't know. So we might have to work out some dollars and cents with them, but that's something I'm interested in doing. So if you guys, I'm probably going to start with Ahsoka. We'll probably move on to Plagueis from there, and then we're going to jump into Bane. So those will be the first three that I try to do. I know XWing would probably say I'd got to get Thrawn in there somewhere. We will, but I think the first three I'm going to start with Ahsoka because that's my dog, that's my girl right there. And then probably jump into either Bane or Plagueis. You guys will let me know which you want first. Probably Bane, just because it gives us the rule of two before we jump into Plagueis. So yeah, that's the idea. That's the stuff we're trying to get on this channel. Is something different that's not out there, you can't really get, and give you guys some stuff that's between the lines. Not something that, I'm not doing news like Josh and those guys. I'm trying to cut some videos, but trying to be different.
I would love to do Qui-Gon.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'll put it on the list, man. Like I said, you guys let me know. Hop in the Discord. I know we chat in theories, or in X-Wings, but I chat in theories also. But if you guys jump on my Discord, if you guys want some of that stuff, that's the kind of stuff we're looking to do. So if you want specific characters, I just have to reach out to different people for different books. But if that's something you guys want, that's something we'll look into pursuing. So it seems like the consensus is that everybody likes that idea. X-Wing wants to be in on the Bane and Thrawn. So yeah, like I said,
I think to close with what might be good to clarify, since so many are in X-Wings, Braden dropped a comment. I don't want to get buried in chat. Talking about the server being locked down for a little bit.
Right here.
Yeah, he was saying it was for just an hour or two.
Yeah, and like I said, if you guys need to scratch that itch, jump in mine and scratch it, and then jump in back into the other one. Use me as the intermediate. It's fine. But yeah, man, like I said, if anybody has any ideas on what they want to do, let me know so that we can start pursuing those avenues. Mara Jade, maybe. Not a big Mara fan, at least not in this timeline that we're in right now, but I'll do it. But yeah, so I think that's going to give everybody some time to clean up and get ready for the next streams. Lord Crit, thank you for joining us. Pleasure to meet you on live.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for having me up, Session.
No worries, man. Aramal, as always, sir. I'm glad your mouth is doing okay. It's good to see you not the size of a chipmunk.
Thank you.
And yeah, dude, we'll see you. I know we'll see you everywhere else too. So
Yeah. I'm gonna start popping back up after this last week. So
yeah, I bet you're itching to talk Star Wars. So
oh yeah,
let's get in the chat. Let's get in some VCs and get it done.
all right.
So cool, man. Well, we'll see you soon. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, man. And then there were two. So
There were two.
Good stream.
Yeah, it was fun, man.
Lots of stuff we went through. Like I said, guys, jump on his channel, like, subscribe, share, do all that stuff. Let's get this guy up to his 200th on his way to 500. And as always, like, subscribe, join us in the Discord. It is a lot slower than the X-Wing Discord, so your chats last a little longer. Jump in and chat, put some stuff up. Let me know what you guys want to see, because this is a service industry. I'm here to service you guys as well as my own interests. So let us know. Anything else you want to plug on the way out, sir? I know you're going to the beach, so enjoy, get that tan. I expect to see you with another shade on you next time we see you.
Yeah, I hope I do come back with a little bit of sun. We'll see. Yeah, the missus always wants me to avoid that, because I've gotten burned pretty bad in Hawaii. Made some bad decisions, got burnt pretty bad, but no, in terms of plug-in, nothing, man. I'm just excited for everything that's going on. This is a fun journey, man. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's been a good time. There's the Discord link, guys, in the chat. I just put it up, so if you want to get in that, let me know what you guys want to see. Yeah, it's been an awesome little thing. Like I said, it's been a couple weeks. I'm glad that we're doing this stuff. I'm glad there's other people to share this stuff with, so I'm looking forward to getting on your channel. Let's talk some Ahsoka.
Yeah.
Let's break that ice, and then Jay's looking like a Force ghost.
Mm-hmm.
No punches pulled amongst friends.
Yeah.
So, all right, man. Well, thank you for joining us. As always, I love it when the three of us can get on here. The chat just flows. We need to get the missus on here one time, maybe when you guys have a babysitter. We can get her on a special one and get the two of you together, because I love seeing her chats come in between, and then it's fun I'd love to hear those in live.
Yeah.
So and then maybe we'll see both of you on the Ahsoka stream.
Yeah, for sure.
So that'll be fun for me to actually have both of you to ping pong off of. So thank you guys for joining. Thank everybody for staying the full 2:15. It went a little longer than I'm sure we usually expect, but this gives you a nice platform, a pre to get into everybody else's streams, go join XWing on 80 Edits. That's what I'm going to put up next. And I'll probably put theories up somewhere in the background also. And yeah, we'll talk. If you guys want to join tomorrow, probably around 9 or 10 Pacific time, I'll put up a post and we'll go through all the good stuff that we just saw. So thank you, as always, Chase, for coming on and hanging out. XWing, congratulations again on your 500th subscriber. That is a very big deal. A month in, it is huge. And thank you guys so much for coming. And we appreciate you. So as always, may the force be with you. And we'll catch you guys on the flip side. Thank you, guys.